Hi, I'm Anne, and I'm here to give you some tips in leadership style. Leadership. Leadership is a process by which a person influences others to accomplish objectives and direct organizations. Good leaders are made, not born. If you have desire and willpower, you can become a good leader. Good leaders develop through a never-ending process of self-study, education, training, and experiences. First, look to leaders you admire. Observe their traits, how they interact within the team, and work under pressure. It may be worthwhile to pursue a mentorship so you can work together with your leadership development in mind.
Seek feedback. It can be hard to be objective about your own leadership style and how well it is working, so seeking out constructive feedback is a good idea. This could be through an online assessment tool or by asking senior colleagues for their observations. You may even wish to solicit the opinions of your team members at individual catch-up meetings or as a part of a more formal performance review process. Answers to questions such as, what else do you need me to do? Or what could I do differently to help support you in your role? Can be quite revealing in the terms of how you might adapt or fine-tune your leadership approach. As performance support. If leading a team is relatively new to you, you may feel daunted at times as you tackle the many tasks, issues, and demands that are part of your managerial life. It can be useful to have someone you can call on for some external support, for example, coach or mentor, to help you benchmark your progress, talk to your leadership ideas, and identify areas for ongoing development. Be flexible. Different situations will require you to adopt different leadership approaches. For example, if you're leading a change initiative, it is important to be inspiring and engaging in order to ensure others buy-in and commitment. In a crisis situation, however, you will need to be far and more directive in order to convey an appropriate sense of urgency, as well as adapting your style to different situations. You should also be sensitive to the motivations, needs, and personalities of individual team members. Be aware of different approaches. While everyone has their own take on leadership, there are some commonly recognized leadership styles. Even if you are naturally moved between different styles, it is helpful to know what the different approaches are, like autocratic, democratic, transformational, collaborative, servant leadership, and transactional leadership. Autocratic is a traditional top-down approach, which is highly directional. Democratic is a more consultative and participative leadership style. Transformational, a leadership style that is concerned with the vision and driving change. Collaborative is a leadership approach based on a willingness to share knowledge, power, and credit. Servant leadership is based on a sense of community and shared decision-making, while transactional leadership is a behavior-based approach that is concerned with the interaction between leader and followers. If you're a relatively new manager, it may be worth talking to a more experienced manager or a leader about their experiences. What leadership styles and approaches have they employed, or which worked for them, and what advice could you pass on to you? Use your emotional intelligence. Being emotional intelligent means turning into what is happening in your environment and being self-aware. Of course, we all have a certain ability to identify with the situations and concerns of others. But there are times when it is particularly important to be emotional aware. If there is a threat of redundancy in your department, for example, you will want to show empathy for your team members. Be careful, however, not to offer false hope or to make assurance that cannot be met. Strike a balance. When leading others, you will need to balance the motivation and wants of individual team members against what is best for your department or the wider organization. When deciding on the most appropriate leadership approach, you will need to consider the nature of the work and your team are doing, the different skills, experience, and personalities within your team, and last, your departmental or organizational culture. Build confidence. We often lack the confidence to give the credit we deserve. A key ingredient to great leadership is self-assurance. One of the best ways to boost is to speak up, and I mean everywhere. Every time you go in a meeting, go in with something to say. Don't have something prepared. Ask a question and be the first person to raise your hand and ask it. Don't wait. Giving time and space to communicate your ideas will actually build confidence. You will also enhance your visibility, credibility, and communication skills all the same time. Be authentic. It is important to be yourself, or rather, a more professional version of yourself at work. If you are not naturally authoritative, suddenly teaching out orders to your team will seem very strange and it is unlikely to earn the respect of those you manage. Instead, think about your natural manner, strengths and skills, and how you can use the authority you have in a positive way. Don't be scared to experiment. One of the best ways of finding what leadership style suits you and when is trying out some different approaches. A leadership training course can offer a safe environment in which to do this. Volunteering to lead an initiative or a special interest group within or outside your organization may also offer you further opportunities to work on different leadership approaches. Studying your leadership style is process, but it sends a powerful statement and commands respect. In the end, it's not about conformity, but looking within yourself to find the style that resonates with you, and wearing it inside and out with confidence. Besides, being labeled as a bitchy or bossy is still better than being a fake.